While shopping, I ran into my fiancé Alex with his mistress Sophia. Sophia happened to have her eye on the same sapphire bracelet I wanted. When Alex paid $30,000 for it and handed it to her, he told me, "You're more reasonable. The custom order will arrive in a few days anyway, I'm sure you don't mind." Later, Sophia pointed at a charcoal gray striped tie. "This would look perfect on you, Alex. Let me get it as a thank you gift." I immediately swiped my card for the tie before turning to him. "I need this for someone special. You can custom order another, it'll arrive soon enough. Surely you don't mind?" That night, when Alex saw his best friend Daniel wearing the tie at the charity gala, his face turned livid. As I demanded to break off our engagement, he smashed every glass decoration in our penthouse, kicking the coffee table before gripping my jaw. "Evelyn," he growled, "you've crossed the line." I laughed brightly. Who said this was just a game? Earlier at the boutique, I'd watched Alex stroll arm in arm with Sophia like newlyweds. His brows furrowed upon seeing me. "Why are you here? We've been engaged for 6 years, I was his legitimate fiancé. Yet here he paraded his mistress publicly, treating me like some obsessive stalker. I'm spending money to cheer myself up," I said coolly, examining jewelry. "Don't let me interrupt your date." His scoff echoed as I focused on a vintage-inspired bracelet with blue diamonds. Sophia's sugary voice cut through. "Alex, I want that one." He handed his black card to the sales associate without hesitation. "Wrap it." The $30,000 bracelet became Sophia's trophy. "You're sensible," Alex told me. "The custom piece will arrive soon, you don't mind, right?" Sophia's triumphant gaze followed me as I requested another design. Her smirk faltered when I simply said, "Plenty of options exist." There was a time when I'd have screamed, wept, clawed for his attention. Each meltdown only earned his icy "Aren't you done? I'm marrying you, what more do you want?" To trap me forever with this guilt. Now, whether he bought her bracelets or brownstones, my heart remained still. When Sophia later selected the tie, I intercepted it. "This one's spoken for," I told Alex. "Order another, you don't mind, right? MS. Young." Sophia simpered. "Must you retaliate? I'll give you the bracelet. Keep it." Alex chuckled. "Just a tie." That evening as I dressed for the gala, Alex appeared. "Give it to me," he demanded, palm outstretched. "The tie's for someone else." I adjusted my emerald earrings. "Now if you'll excuse me." He thought this was jealousy, that I'd bought the tie to reclaim his affection. How little he understood. Tonight, it would adorn Daniel, the one who'd loved me since boarding school, the one whose birthday champagne we'd soon share. "I asked you to join me for Daniel Thompson's birthday party." What a coincidence, I was heading to Daniel's celebration too, though I hadn't planned to arrive with him. "Why not bring your little sweetheart along?" "Not ideal to parade her in public. You're the more suitable choice. You've taken her out plenty before. Bit late for discretion, don't you think?" "Fine. If you want to dredge up the past, I'll bring her." Alex's tone turned icy as he stormed out, slamming the door. Truthfully, I hadn't meant to revisit old wounds. But Alex and Sophia had never been discreet. Countless events, countless appearances together. The most egregious being when he brought her to the Hayes family estate on our engagement day. No less. Clutching Sophia's hand, he'd announced to his family, "I'll marry Evelyn if I must. But I won't abandon Sophia. Evelyn and I are like left and right hands, no spark remains." Not once had he hesitated. Not a shred of consideration for my dignity. Even with guests present. Old Mr. Hayes nearly had a stroke from rage. Mrs. Hayes whipped out a leather belt, lashing it across his back. Fool that I was, still loving him. Or perhaps conditioned by years of attachment, I threw myself between them. The belt split skin on my forearm. Agony shattered my composure. Tears I'd held back all evening flooding free. The scar still ridges my pinky. Tonight's refusal wasn't gamesmanship. Daniel dislikes sharing. He's persistent and temperamental, I simply avoid complications. Daniel waited impatiently downstairs, grabbing the gift box. I hurried to his car. He yanked me inside, grinning as I handed over the present. Let's see if you like it. Anything from my favorite sis could never disappoint. His dimples flashed. Recently corporate bound and suit clad. He'd needed ties. This crimson silk number should complement his gray shirts. Help me try it on? He shoved the tie into my palm, leaning close until his collar gaped, revealed collarbones and the faint outline of abs. The car suddenly felt stifling. As I fumbled with the fabric, his fingers circled my nape. May I? He murmured, not waiting for consent before claiming my lips. Move your damn car. Thompson. Alex's voice sliced through the haze. I jerked back, but Daniel trapped my wrist. His breath scorched my ear. Isn't this thrilling? Sis? Your fiancé watching you kiss his best friend through the windshield. Should we let him join? Rearview mirrors showed Alex approaching. Daniel floored the accelerator at the last second, leaving his childhood friend coughing in exhaust fumes. Changed your mind about confrontation? I adjusted my smudged lipstick. The honor of dumping him should be yours. His thumb brushed my knuckles. But don't make me wait much longer. I'm dying to hold your hand in public. Thought you feared his fists. Daniel's smirk turned feral. Bring it on. True to form, Alex arrived at the Thompson estate with Sophia in tow. Curious stares followed me across the ballroom. I drained my champagne and retreated to the ladies' lounge. Evelyn's practically a ninja turtle. Snickers leaked under the stall door. How does she stomach this humiliation? Old news. Remember when Hayes brought that tramp to his own engagement party? She still married him. 2-year engagement with no wedding date? My money's on cancellation. Hayes would never let her go. She's his. The chatter died as I emerged. 3 society girls froze. Cocktails sloshing. I smiled sweetly at their crimson faces. Ladies. The stalls are unoccupied. Do hydrate, gossip dries the throat. I chuckled softly, tossing the necklace from my neck into the trash. I bet not. I'll call off the engagement. Besides, I just really needed to pee. Everyone claims I'm Alex Hayes' lapdog. But truthfully, he pursued me first. This necklace was handcrafted by Alexander Hayes himself when he confessed his feelings years ago. He nearly lost his hand to the laser cutter while learning jewelry making for it. I remember him standing beneath the campus locust tree, holding this necklace with trembling hands. I've loved you forever, he'd said, eyes burning with adolescent fervor. I'll love you my whole life. Will you be mine? His raw sincerity made me cry when I saw his bandaged fingers. I called him an idiot through tears, terrified he might have lost his hand. You're worth any risk, he insisted, spinning me around in triumph as locust blossoms rained down around us. Now he's forgotten every promise. Since we're ending this, there's no point keeping relics of dead vows. Daniel Thompson made sure to wear the tie I bought when he entered the gala. The moment Alexander spotted it, his grip whitened around his champagne flute. He stalked over, jaw clenched. Who did you give that tie to? The limited edition piece stood out instantly. I'd personally knotted it around Daniel's neck earlier when he tried changing outfits. Keep it, I'd insisted. It suits you. Daniel's arm now rested possessively around my waist. Does this mean I'm getting promoted from fake date to real boyfriend? Sweetheart? He murmured, lips brushing my ear. Alexander seized my wrist. You gave my tie to Daniel Thompson? Why not? I smiled coolly. That bracelet you gave Sophia Carter last week cost 3 times more. How many gifts have you showered on her these past 2 years? Sophia's different. He trailed off as crystal shattered in his fist. Blood dripped onto the marble floor as Sophia gasped Alex. Drawing stares from nearby guests. Seizing the moment, I announced clearly, Alexander Hayes and I will not marry. Our previous engagement is void. We're both free now. The ballroom froze. Everyone remembered the viral video of me chugging liquor cocktails until hospitalized. Begging him not to leave. He'd looked at my forward-dotted arm then and sneered. Must you degrade yourself like some pathetic ghost? You disgust me. Now Sophia watched Alex with hopeful eyes. But his stormy expression darkened further. Not wanting a scene, he dragged me toward the exit as she clutched his other arm. He shook her off violently enough to send her sprawling. Go home, he snapped before shoving me into his Mercedes. We arrived at Riverside Manor, the engagement home we'd painstakingly designed. He slammed the door behind us, kicking over a Ming-style vase we'd waited 3 months to acquire. I remembered the delivery day vividly. Halfway to the warehouse, Sophia called with menstrual cramps. He dumped me on the curb to comfort her. After that, I selected every lampshade and curtain alone. By the time this showroom-perfect prison was finished, we'd already become strangers. He finally dropped all pretenses, taking Sophia back to the Hayes family estate. Still unsatisfied, he smashed an entire set of porcelain tableware until the floor glittered with shards. Only when every glass item in the room lay shattered did Alex achieve some semblance of calm, collapsing onto the sofa with his head in his hands. When did it start between you two? He demanded, looking down impassively. I replied. Does it matter now? He lit a cigarette without answering, the flame trembling slightly. I want to hear it anyway. Over half a year. Alex's bloodshot eyes snapped up to meet mine. And here I thought you loved me so deeply. He sneered. Turns out it meant nothing. A bitter laugh escaped me. The audacity of this man still shocked me. I wasted over a year debasing myself, destroying my dignity until even I couldn't recognize the pathetic creature I'd become. You drained every last drop of love I had. And you dare judge me? You're the one who pushed me into Daniel's arms. The truth spilled out like broken glass. After my alcohol-induced stomach perforation, I'd resorted to every emotional manipulation tactic imaginable to see Alex. Eventually, he stopped coming altogether. When I got into that minor fender bender last winter, the other driver became aggressive while we waited for police. My trembling fingers dialed Alex's number, only to hear cold laughter. Sophia's actually sick in the hospital. He'd scoffed. If you can call me, it can't be serious. The line went dead. As the enraged man advanced, Daniel materialized like some dark-suited guardian angel. He took the beating meant for me, ending up at the police station. Money solved the problem, as it often does. Daniel didn't recognize me then. The hollow-eyed shadow I'd become bore little resemblance to Evelyn, the radiant socialite from the Young family. He demanded my contact information, claiming I owed him dinner for nearly landing him in jail. I started accepting his invitations simply to escape the tomb-like silence of our engagement apartment. His relentless efforts to make me smile gradually wore down my defenses. The realization came slowly: he wanted more than friendship. The final blow came via text that rainy afternoon. Sophia's nude selfie with Alex burned my retinas. Her caption searing deeper: Alexander says you're a dead fish in bed. He's found real passion now. You're just the pathetic mutt he can't shake off. No tears came this time. Staring at my gaunt reflection, I felt nothing, not even the ache of betrayal. The last fragile thread snapped. When Daniel next asked me out, I confronted him. Don't you know who I am? His brow furrowed until I said Evelyn. Recognition dawned, followed by an unexpected grin. Alex has shit taste. That plastic-faced girl can't hold a candle to you. As I tried leaving, He cornered me against the wall. He's destroyed you. The engagement's dead. Give me a chance. His eyes burned with desperate sincerity. Use me to make him jealous if you want. Just let me in. I refused the petty revenge. But Daniel persisted. Months later, when muggers attacked me on a dim street, he took a knife defending me. Mom made mooncakes. He shrugged when I asked why he'd been nearby. Thought you might like some. During 2 weeks of nursing his injury, something shifted. The carefully constructed walls crumbled. What began as cautious dating evolved into this. 8 months of stolen moments and gradual healing. 8 months since I stopped being Alex's puppet. 8 months since I started breathing again. Alex stubbed out his cigarette, his aura darkening dangerously. His voice rasped as he growled. You can fool around with him. But he suddenly kicked the coffee table, gripping my chin painfully. Evelyn, you've crossed the line. How could you publicly announce canceling our engagement? I laughed recklessly. This isn't some fling. I take relationships seriously. From the moment Daniel and I started dating, I wanted to end things with you. Every time I tried discussing it, you'd avoid coming home or ignore my messages. You probably thought I wanted to rush into marriage. I shrugged. Since we finally crossed paths tonight, I figured why not make it official? Our circle will spread the news fast enough anyway. His trembling fingers grazed my bloodstained chin. I'll forgive this once. He bargained hoarsely. I'll cut ties with Sophia. You just need to end things with Daniel. We'll call it youthful indiscretion and set a wedding date. I slapped his hand away, wiping dried blood with tissue. Here's the problem, Alex. I actually care about him. You? My gaze dropped to his bleeding palm. Touching you makes my skin crawl now. Let's have our families formally dissolve the engagement over dinner instead. You can't do this. He choked out, fist clenching until fresh blood dripped onto the floor. The engagement stands. Not negotiating. I headed for the door. The entire gala heard me. Media will spread it by dawn. We're not married, you don't own me. Even if we were, I'd file for divorce. I nearly collided with Daniel in the hallway. He gripped my shoulders, breathless. When I heard he dragged you off after your announcement, his words died as Alex stormed out and punched him. You think you can steal my girl? Alex snarled. Daniel retaliated instantly. You had your chance. Where were you when she cried herself to sleep over your affairs? The 2 6-foot men brawled on the marble floor until security intervened. At the police station, Sophia arrived with bandages for Alex while I helped Daniel hail a cab. Alex blocked our path. Bleeding hand extended. You're leaving with him? None of your business. I coldly shrugged off his touch, remembering how he'd once brushed me off for late-night outings with Sophia. Daniel smirked despite his split lip, draping an arm around me. My girlfriend's concerned about me, as she should be. We escaped while Sophia fussed over Alex's wounds. Back at Daniel's penthouse, I cleaned his injuries. He suddenly grasped my hand. My parents tried setting me up tonight. I told them I'm taken. Maybe you should have looked. I teased, dabbing iodine on his cheek. He pulled me into his lap. No one compares to you. His smile turned boyish despite the bruising. Now that you're free, meet my family tomorrow? I sighed, rolling up my sleeve to reveal bruises from the scuffle. First, help me with these. His fingers gently traced the marks. Every scar's proof we fought for this. The warmth in his eyes made my breath catch, the exact fluttery feeling that had died long ago with Alex. He pulled up his shirt, revealing 8-pack abs marred by bruises. As I applied ointment, his breathing grew heavier. Suddenly, he grabbed my wrist, pulling me down beneath him, his lips crashing against mine without preamble. Gone were the tentative "may I?" whispers of before. That night confirmed one truth: youth truly comes with inexhaustible stamina. Both families acknowledged the broken engagement. Mine remained silent. Their long, simmering disapproval of Alex's antics finally validated. The Hayes could only beg that their son's disgrace wouldn't sour family ties. Yet Alex, who'd once clamored for freedom, now haunted my doorstep clutching gardenias. "Evelyn," he pleaded when I tried to pass. "These past days, all I see are our memories. Let's not end this." I shook him off. "Save your breath." My heart turned to ash months ago, when his gaze caught the love bites peeking above my collar. Fury ignited his eyes. "You went to him last night? Would that bother Mr. Pure Love?" I sneered. "Don't pretend your 2 years with Sophia involved chaste hand-holding. I've seen the bed selfies. Remember?" His arrogance crumpled. "Let's forget the past. We can dash. Get your brain scanned." I cut in. "Either your ears malfunction or your cognition's impaired. We're done. Permanently." Slamming the door, I left him gaping at wood grain. Sophia's call blared immediately. Ignored. She bombarded my phone. "You bitch. What lies did you feed Alex? He loves me. You're just clinging with family influence. He'd have dumped you years ago without pressure. Let him go. I'll die without him." Ironically, this was the breakup I'd begged for during countless tearful nights. Now their anguish mirrored my past torment. Had this come last year, I might have reconciled. Now, let these two toxic souls devour each other. Her subsequent ramblings about Alex's grand gestures only amused me. Had she witnessed his college-era devotion, handcrafted jewelry, gourmet meals delivered daily to class, even changing universities to stay close, she'd recognize her current romance as cheap imitation. Junior year, he'd scaled Mount Bayun on bloody knees to pray for my recovery from pneumonia. Atheist turned devout pilgrim. When my startup struggled to hire designers, the coddled heir endured months of humiliating grunt work to secure my dream talent. "You've found extraordinary love," that designer later told me. Extraordinary indeed, the man who redefined devotion somehow transformed post-engagement. For years, I clung to our history, refusing to believe he'd discard me. Now clarity burned brighter than any old flame. The harsh reality hit me hard. After Sophia came into the picture, Alex repeatedly tormented my sincerity, making my existence unbearable. Sophia kept bombarding me with texts. She claimed he missed our anniversary celebration for the first time to accompany her to an exhibition, where they kissed under romantic light installations. He skipped my birthday because she fell while changing a light bulb. He rushed to care for her, fixed the fixture, and stayed overnight doing everything except the final step. He'd even bought a matching villa near our planned marital home at Xiangjiang Estate, ensuring they could continue their affair after our wedding. Truthfully, he barely lifted a finger himself beyond sleeping with her. Most arrangements were delegated to subordinates. For Alex, love had an expiration date. 4 years for me. Perhaps 2 for her. He craved dopamine-fueled thrills, constantly seeking new targets once the rush faded. I simply texted back, "I'm determined to break off the engagement. He's the one refusing." The messages finally stopped. Alex remained outside my building through the rainy night. When I went to close the windows, I saw him drenched yet staring up at my apartment. By morning, he still stood there, leaning against his car looking half-conscious. As I passed, he slurred my name. Out of pity, I called Sophia to retrieve him. Wanting peace, I moved to Daniel's villa. 2 days later, Sophia started calling relentlessly. After blocking her, she borrowed phones to demand, "Visit Alex at the hospital. He's refusing treatment, dangerously high fever. He'll die without you." She wept. "Evelyn, I surrender. He loves you more. Come see him, you grew up together." At the hospital, Alex looked gaunt with fever-flushed cheeks. His eyes lit up seeing me. Evelyn. You came. I scanned his disheveled appearance. Must you become this pathetic wreck? You disgust me. He winced, covering his face. Karma's brutal. How dare you speak to him like that? Sophia snapped. Shut up and leave. Alex rasped. Evelyn can say anything, she's here. As Sophia stormed out, he grabbed my hand desperately. I've cut ties with her. I'll never stray again. I don't know why she brought me here. I called her to retrieve you. How can I trust a cheater? You're tainted. Eyes reddening. He pleaded, I'm human. I made one mistake. I'm changing, why no second chance? Remember our love? All I've done for you? Same spoiled brat, zero remorse. You've always been selfish. Loved me? You pursued obsessively. Bored? Discarded me like trash. Now that your toy wants freedom, you grovel. You sicken me. Had you stayed faithful to Sophia, I might have respected you. Had I remained submissive, he'd have married me for appearances while philandering endlessly, leaving me to rot in loneliness until suicide became escape. Don't you believe I'm reformed? He staggered toward the window. Should I jump to prove it? Exhausted, I massaged my temples. The moment he said I love you might have been sincere. But if I got back with him again, I knew we'd repeat the same destructive cycle. I remained silent as the doctor arrived, instructing nurses to restrain him on the hospital bed. Feverish and weakened from not eating, he was easily subdued. Strapped down with tears streaming, he pleaded, You loved me so much before. Now you'd rather watch me die than give us another chance? Focus on getting better. I won't be visiting again. Just 3 days, let's revisit our old haunts together? Not a second longer. Next time you pull this dramatic stunt, don't bother contacting me. People truly intent on dying don't make spectacles. These were the exact words he'd spat when finding me with slit wrists that night. After I'd threatened over the phone that he'd regret abandoning me. It was our housekeeper who discovered the bloodied bathroom and called 911. My hospital visit served one purpose, to destroy him emotionally. Eye for an eye. Daniel proposed to me with grander theatrics than Alex ever managed. Drones delivered the ring amidst cascading gardenias before he knelt solemnly, holding the band aloft. Evelyn, will you marry me? Gone was his usual roguish charm, this Daniel was earnest. Almost vulnerable. I extended my hand. As he slid on the ring, he kissed me fiercely. Forehead pressed to mine. Finally official. You've no idea how long I've envied other men. News of our engagement spread quickly. Alex appeared again, anguish twisting his features at seeing our clasped hands. I nudged Daniel. Wait upstairs. Reluctant but respectful. He warned. I'll be nearby. Call if you need me. You're marrying him after barely a year? We had 6 years. 20 years of history. Alex protested. And how'd that work out? I countered. He's a man too. You trust him? I choose to. Why else commit? I trusted you for years too. What if he betrays you? Then goodbye. Plenty more fish, a lesson from our toxic tango. 6 years healed. Next time will be easier. Don't let one bad apple ruin love, but never lose yourself for it either. Only those who truly care matter. The rest just want front row seats to your misery. His bitter laugh held regret. If I'd never met Sophia, that wedding gown would have been yours. Wrong. There'd always be some Sophia. You've got restless blood. I'm done bothering you. Sophia's pregnant. I'm marrying her. Fantastic news. My smile reached my eyes. Daniel hurried over as Alex left. What did he say? I smirked. Claims you'll cheat eventually. Said I'll regret trusting any man. Projection. Daniel scoffed. Pulling me close. He thinks all men are dogs? Please, I'm house-trained. His kiss sealed the promise as camera flashes immortalized our embrace against the twilight skyline. He was afraid I wouldn't believe him. Immediately hugging me, "Babe, don't listen to his lies. We'll sign a prenup before marriage if I ever cheat. All my money goes to you. I'll become completely broke. If that day ever comes, don't feel bad for me. I deserve it. How could anyone not love such an amazing woman like you? I swear I'll never even think about tasting trash from the streets." His teasing words comforted me. Alex and Sophia never made it down the aisle. On their wedding day, Sophia miscarried after allegedly being pushed during an argument with Alex, leaving bloodstains everywhere. The Hayes family had only approved the marriage because of the pregnancy. With the baby gone, the wedding was cancelled instantly. After that incident, Sophia started acting erratically and was kept under supervision at the Hayes mansion. One night during her mental breakdown, she sneaked into Alex's bedroom while he slept and snipped off his manhood with scissors, muttering, "Now you can't chase other women. You'll be mine forever." The severed part might have been reattached if rushed to the hospital, but Sophia had flushed it down the toilet. The sewage contamination made reattachment impossible, leaving Alex permanently impotent. His parents are now planning for IVF to secure an heir, given the Hayes family's wealth. As for Sophia, the Hayes initially showed mercy by not institutionalizing her. But after this incident, they immediately committed her to Green Mountain Psychiatric Hospital. Rumor says she requires constant supervision due to severe mental deterioration. I learned all this during my wedding reception with Daniel. My best friend whispered the gossip, adding, "Thank God you didn't end up with Alex. That madness could have been your life." I nodded truthfully. I'd been close to breaking point myself back then. But I healed. Now I've found new happiness.